You're listening to Kentucky Running, presented by John's Run Walk Shop in Lexington. Help others find this show by rating, reviewing, and subscribing in your podcast app. This episode is sponsored by Curex Insoles.
Hey runners, Matt Reno here. Thanks for checking out another episode of Kentucky Running. So, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And as we've said on the show before, a lot of people like to say, running is my therapy. But let's be real, therapy is therapy. If you're struggling with mental health, you should get help from a professional. But the reason people say running is their therapy is because running does have a way of calming the mind and making us feel better, both mentally and physically. And I think there are a lot of reasons for this, one of which is that running helps us get better connected to nature. And so it's not just running, but any outdoor activity. Biking, hiking, just walking through the park, whatever you're doing, getting outside in some way is essential to our overall well-being. On today's episode, we're going to learn about a local organization that taps into the power of outdoor activity to help people who are dealing with trauma. My guest is Julie Bretigan, Executive Director of Life Adventure Center in Versailles. We'll talk about the incredible work the center is doing and how you can support their mission. Before we get to that, I want to give a quick update about our running club. Clubs, actually. John's Run Walk Shop now offers 2 clubs that you can join to meet other people for some fun outdoor activity while enjoying a ton of member benefits. John's Lexington Running Club, sponsored by New Balance, and John's Central Kentucky Trail Club, sponsored by Ultra, are open to walkers, runners, hikers of all experience levels. Whether you're more into road running or exploring the many trails we have in this region, there's a spot for you here. Best of all, clubs basically function as one, so even though you get to choose which one you more closely align with, you'll enjoy all the same member benefits such as race discounts, store discount days, a really sweet tech shirt, and more. Joining either club is just $60 for a full year, but if you use the code SUMMERRUN25 by June 13th, you can join for just $25. Visit runsignup.com/johnsrunclubs or click the link in the show notes to learn more and sign up. Now, on to today's episode. Julie, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you, Matt.
Can you give us an overview of what Life Adventure Center is and its mission?
Sure. Life Adventure Center is the most joyful place in all of Kentucky, I like to say. We use outdoor adventure to transform lives affected by trauma and build more resilient people for a better world. So we do that in a lot of really fun different ways. We have 575 beautiful acres of rolling Kentucky bluegrass. And on that, we have one section of the farm that's all for equine. So we do equine assisted learning. We have an equestrian vaulting program. We also have a canoe pond, archery range. We have 5 high challenge course elements. And we also have a ton of mountain biking space there.
That sounds great. Describe some of the programs and who they're geared toward.
Sure. So we operate year round. So we use a partnership model where we create relationships and collaborations with schools or other nonprofits where we custom design adventures just for them. One example of that is we are integrated in all the Woodford County schools. Counselors identify kids that most need help with self-regulation, that the traditional interventions have not been as useful, and they come out to our campus 6 or 7 times across the school year. So every day looks a little different. It might be climbing a rock wall and ziplining one day. The next day it might be archery. We're always teaching breathing and self-regulation skills before introducing these challenges. So the kids are getting to learn some skills and then put it in practice. And then in summertime, we operate a lot of Monday through Friday camps. So some of our partners are Big Brothers, Big Sisters. So they send us some kiddos. They have an extensive wait list. So one way they can support them before they're able to match with mentors is coming out to camp for 5 days. And these kids typically have never been exposed to an equine program, have never done canoeing, have never done archery. So it's a real privilege to get to introduce them to these skills. We also work with Amachi. Those are all kiddos that have a parent incarcerated. We have a lot of other different partnerships. So we serve 26 different counties across the bluegrass.
You said that this is often an alternative to traditional forms of helping kids with regulation. What is it about Life Adventure Center that reaches kids in ways that traditional interventions don't?
So you nailed it a little bit in the intro, just talking about the healing powers of being outdoors and moving. So as runners, we know that I guess I will say, feel more regulated after a run than before. Just that kind of rhythmic movement, being outdoors. Oftentimes for me, running is a very social thing. So likewise, at Life Adventure Center, we really emphasize the community, the people that you are with on this adventure. we get kids used to asking for help. So when you're climbing the rock wall, you get a voice. You get to say, when you're climbing, do you want your team to be quiet? Do you want them to cheer you on? Do you want dad jokes the whole way up? Like, what is it that's going to be encouraging and supportive to you in that moment? So we are able to take a real custom approach. We're not a huge, massive camp where tons of kids are there all at once. So each individual is really able to be seen and choose their own challenge. So everything we do is challenged by choice, so they get to set their goals and their targets.
So building resilience is a big part of empowering people here. How does Life Adventure Center focus on resilience?
Everything we do is very thoughtfully sequenced. So we're doing things in a way that's gradual, that's very predictable. A lot of times trauma is the opposite of that. So trauma is unpredictable, happens in isolation. So we create predictable, stressful situations. So it's stressful to be around a horse if you've never been around one.
Right.
It's stressful to climb if you're afraid of heights. When it's very predictable and we're able to show you the physical safety of an element and keep a psychologically safe space, we're able to push people beyond what they thought they could do. So resilience is the ability to bounce back after something stressful has happened. So by introducing stressful things to the kids, coaching them through it, supporting them through it, and then also debriefing afterwards. So an example might be a young person says, I'm afraid of heights. I could never climb that rock wall. 2 hours later, we've seen them climb the rock wall. So it's creating that space in the debrief where you're asking, okay, well, you said you couldn't do this. Look, you did it. Are there other things in your life that you're saying you couldn't do? Do we need to rethink some mental talk, like some things you're saying to yourself that maybe you can handle that you're not?
That's great. So it sounds really holistic. Like it's not just the physical activity, but you are taking time for reflection and talking about what they achieved.
Yes, it irritates kids sometimes.
Of course.
I've heard them call us the talking camp because we do all these fun adventure things, but then there's such power in that reflection that we don't ever want them to have this huge experience and not create that space to reflect a little bit on it, because that's where all the learning takes place.
Yeah, and making sure that they translate that into other areas of their lives.
Yes.
So it sounds like you're helping them recognize where they can push themselves a little further than they thought.
Yes, exactly. And it's really fun. I've worked in clinical settings for 20 years. I have a master's in clinical psychology. So I've seen healing models that are very indoors, very sterile, clinical. And that's not my understanding of how people heal and how people grow. So it's outdoor in a way that's engaging and supportive and interactive and empowering. And that's what I love about what we do.
What is it about being outdoors that just brings out the best in us? It makes us feel more motivated, accomplished, and helps heal us. What is it?
There's a whole science called biophilia that goes into what happens to our bodies when we're in natural places. I mean, forest bathing has gotten very popular in recent years of how we feel differently when we're really immersed in natural settings. So there's a natural grounding self-regulation thing that happens that I think we might notice even more now that we're so screen-driven and screen-attached, that we're really nature deficit in some areas. So being outdoors really helps heal ourselves in ways that we don't even know we're hurting probably.
Good. How long have you been with the LAC?
I started there in 2016. I wore the directors down at the time because I heard about the mission and I was like, I have to be here. So I accepted a part-time job there, worked there for about 3 years. And then I moved over and worked at New Vista for a couple years. I worked in their substance use program. And then I came back to Life Adventure Center 3 years ago as executive director. Feels like home.
Yeah. What was it at that time that made you say, I have to be a part of this?
We were actually, my husband and I were on the Bluegrass Railroad, and it would stop at Life Adventure Center. And at the time, as a fundraiser, they would sell pumpkins and sell s'mores and things like that. And just hearing about the mission that they work with trauma-affected populations, women who've survived human trafficking, they work with veterans, and that the goal is building resilience and using outdoor adventure. I had worked at a residential treatment facility in the past where I worked with young ladies that had been through complex trauma. And that's the first time I was introduced to a climbing wall. So I would sit with these, young ladies and we would do worksheets on trust. And that means nothing. What really means something is when I am belaying you, like we are working on trust now. So to me, it was really eye-opening to kind of see this experiential education, this adventure therapy type model. So when I learned about Life Adventure Center, it's like everything in my background kind of came together that this is where I really feel like I'm meant to be.
I want to take a quick break to tell you about Kentucky running sponsor CureX insoles, available at John's Run Walk Shop. Whether you're looking for more cushion or arch support when you're running, or just going through your day-to-day activities, CureX Run Pro insoles could be the solution you need. They offer flexible support and shock-absorbing cushioning from heel to toe, helping reduce fatigue, preventing common running injuries, and boosting performance. Dynamic arch support with a deep decoupled heel cup fits, wraps, and locks the heel in place to improve stability, reduce pressure, and provide a perfect fit. CureX Run Pro insoles feature a zero heel drop, providing the best fit in most running shoes with optimized motion for all running foot strikes. And they help manage moisture with a mesh top layer and premium foam cushioning to keep your feet dry and your running shoes fresh. They come in 3 profiles, high, medium, and low, to fit your individual arch type. Next time you're in John's Run Walk Shop, ask us to check out your arches and knee alignment so we can help you find the right pair of CureX Run Pro insoles for you. Learn more at johnsrunwalkshop.com/insoles. Specific success stories you want to share that highlight the impact?
It's been a privilege of mine that I've been able to have all 3 of my daughters out there at different times. So seeing them grow and reach for things that I think are programming pretty much anyone, adult, teen, child, can grow from. So seeing their growth has been really cool for me, that I have these brave young ladies that I'm raising, and I can see touches of their experience at Life Adventure Center where their confidence has grown and where their strength has grown. And then now me just trying to keep up with them now, who they are.
How do people get involved with the program? You said earlier referrals.
Yeah, our website's a great way to get started. So it's lifeadventurecenter.org. So on that, you can take a look around and kind of see what would match for you. Everything we do is custom built. We work with some residential facilities that come out quarterly, for example, on the weekends. We work with other adult groups that look for weekend retreats that we can build for them. We have capacity to sleep 70 people overnight and a full-service kitchen to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So the really immersive retreats are nice to do. But yeah, you're welcome to check out our website. There's other ways to get involved with summer jobs. So we are rocking and rolling and busy all summer. So we hire a lot of extra staff in the summer. And also volunteer opportunities that as a nonprofit, our volunteers are amazing in helping us take some pressure off our very small staff that does very big work.
What do your programs look like in the winter?
In the winter, we are very fortunate to have some nice indoor facilities. So we have a huge indoor riding arena that we're able to do archery inside of. We have a bouldering wall in there. And of course, we have all the equestrian activities. We have a big assembly building where we're able to do some programming indoors, some low challenge course elements we're able to move inside. And then we do keep our outdoor facilities open. So we kind of embrace that saying that there's no such thing as bad weather, only inappropriate clothing. Mm-hmm. So we try to have, an array of clothing ready for people that might not have access to waterproof gear or gloves, things like that. We emphasize physical safety. So if everybody's freezing, we're not doing it. And obviously, if it's thunder, lightning, high winds, we can't do some of our activities. But we operate year round.
What about community partnerships or collaborations? How do those help advance your mission?
Those are great. We really do value our community partners. So some nonprofits we work with, Mentors and Meals is a group out in Woodford County. I mentioned Amachi, Refuge for Women we work with. We've partnered in the past with Bluegrass Care Navigators. We're working with Yes Arts and the Wanda Joyce Foundation. So when we're working with these communities, first of all, it's just really inspiring to see the tremendous work that nonprofits do here in Central Kentucky. So when I moved here, 2 things impressed me. One is the incredible nonprofit community here, that there's just so many amazing people doing such incredible work. And then the running community, and it's like those 2 things come together a lot when there's like a 5K for Habitat or, whatever it may be, like those 2 worlds collide a lot. And they're both really impressive parts of Central Kentucky, I think. So we learn a lot from our partners. We trust them as the expert in that population. So we don't think we're the experts in bereavement or human trafficking or food secure families. We trust our partners to educate us to be more accommodating in our programming. And then we're just continually inspired by the work that they do. So I often say, like, we are a beautiful, amazing facility with tremendous programs that is completely empty. That we need to partner with others that are working with these special communities to really become who we are.
Yes, runners really are some of the nicest
They're the
people.
best.
Yeah.
I know.
Are there any specific skills or backgrounds that you look for with volunteers?
We look for the heart, that just you care about people, you care about the mission, like you're willing to. We're a small team. So
How many people are on staff?
we have 13 full-time employees. So we
Okay.
all kind of do everything, so kind of that flexibility and willingness to step in and do all the different things. We had a pipe burst on the farm today. So 575 acres. All of us are looking for the leak. Like, that's what we did today.
Wow.
They found it.
Okay,
It wasn't me. So yeah, somebody that is adaptable, somebody that cares, and all the hard skills we can teach. When I showed up, they asked me, like, are you afraid of heights? I'm like, well, I have healthy respect for heights, but I was able to learn from the facilitators at the time, like, how to safely facilitate everything. So the hard skills we can teach, we look for those skills that you care about people.
What about fundraising? What kind of events or initiatives do you do throughout the year?
Yeah, we have a couple throughout the year now. We have these beautiful riding trails. So we sell trail passes twice a year. So the equine community that owns horses can take their trailers out and enjoy trail passes in the fall and the spring. We also do Extreme Adventure Challenge. So that's our big fundraiser that happens every May.
And if someone wants to support Life Adventure Center but can't donate financially, what are some other ways they can help?
You can connect us with communities that might need our services. If you can volunteer your time, that's great. We have about quarterly, we have volunteer days that people can come out. We're always looking for donors, and we're always looking for big ideas.
Great. What are some of the biggest challenges that the organization faces?
It is a challenge to maintain 575 acres.
I imagine
I will say that for me personally, I guess, as the leader, that we have many different buildings. So just keeping up with everything is kind of hard. The financial controller mentioned to me the other day that we needed to replace some fire extinguishers. I'm like, well, how many do we have? And the answer was 47.
Wow.
So it's just, we have all these huge buildings and are really mindful of safety and everything. So trying to stay on top of all that. And for me personally too, like burnout and compassion fatigue are topics that I am really interested in, and that I really try to do a good job as a leader in supporting the staff in a way that they're not experiencing compassion and experiencing fatigue and kind of burnout from working with trauma populations that can happen.
Yeah. What are some ways that you manage that?
We talk about it. Early in my career, I didn't know what compassion fatigue was.
I don't think I've ever heard the term, but
you can kind of picture. Yeah, so burnout's something that you do like repetitiously.
Right.
That it might be working a drive-through window. There's no emotion attached to it, but just doing repetitive tasks can burn you out. Compassion fatigue is parenting, is working with populations that have been through trauma, or doing anything that you kind of pour your heart into. It's a different kind of tired than burnout, and it can have symptoms that are really trauma-like symptoms for people. So one thing is we just talk about it, we educate our staff in it, and we really do take a team approach. The people that work at Life Adventure Center are phenomenal. Like, we keep an eye on each other as much as we keep an eye on the participants. And that's always been true. Since 2016, the people that I've met at Life Adventure Center that work there, amazing people. And it attracts incredible people. So we try to take care of each other.
It's like on an airplane, they tell you before you put a mask on someone else, take care of yourself, put your own mask on first. So it seems like you have a good team where you don't feel like you have to tough it out and bottle things up.
Yes. And all of us are works in progress. Like I have to learn and relearn that lesson about putting my mask on first, but then try to get better at it each time and role model that.
Any new programs or expansions on the horizon?
We're excited about a couple things coming up. We are partnering with the Fatherhood Initiative. So we're doing a big Father's Day event.
Nice. What is the Fatherhood Initiative?
It's an organization in Lexington here that supports fathers in engaging more with their kiddos and all the awesome things we need our dads to be in this world. Okay. So we're doing a day to kind of celebrate fatherhood. So I'm really curious about doing more of that family work. So we work with adults a lot. We work with kids a lot. I think there's a lot of power in our ability to work with families. So we're doing that at the end of June. We're also offering a Twilight Camp that is sold out right now, but it's a new initiative through the Woodford Community Foundation that we're doing in the evenings in June, that parents and their 8-year-old to 12-year-old can come on out and have an outdoor adventure, share a meal with us, and then we're going to do just a little light touch of like some parenting skills, which includes stress management skills, mindfulness, and all those things of putting our mask on first.
Awesome. That sounds
Yeah.
like a lot of fun. What's your vision for the future of Life Adventure Center?
I have so many ideas. I would love to see us use more of our property. So 575 acres, we still have a lot of room to grow and to work. I'd love to see some family housing there someday to do more family programming. I would love to see us really make a difference in Central Kentucky with people's ability to manage adverse experiences, ability to recover from adverse experiences, and ability to seek support.
You're doing fantastic work.
Thank you.
Keep
It's
it
a
up.
joy. Yeah, thank you.
And can you just tell us one more time where they can learn more and get involved?
Yeah, lifeadventurecenter.org.
Thanks to Julie for telling us about all the good work they do at Life Adventure Center. And thanks to you for tuning in. Again, if you're looking to meet other runners, walkers, or hikers and enjoy some incredible member discounts, sign up for either John's Lexington Running Club or John's Central Kentucky Trail Club. Use the code SUMMERRUN25 by June 13th and get in for just $25. Click the link in the show notes to sign up. On our next episode, we're talking hydration, tips, misconceptions, basically all the info you need to stay healthy during those hot Kentucky days. In the meantime, make sure you rate, review, and subscribe so others can find the show. I'm Matt Reno from John's Run Walk Shop. We'll talk again soon on Kentucky Running.